Hello everybody and welcome to episode 3 of season 2 of Let's Play Battlefield Yugoslavia. Today we are playing as the actual army of the Federal Republic of Yugoslavia, meaning that we will have very heavy armaments compared to previous battles. Or at least, that's what I hope. Since at the moment I'm spotting mostly the same hardware as last time. It seems, however, that the Albanian attack is commencing already. The KLA forces have begun to strike at us unsuspectedly, and we need to counter this right now. We're not even pointing our rifle at these shiptars and we're managing to kill them anyway. This is glorious indeed. Crap, I think they can't see me through here. Either way, I'm gonna throw some grenades. Honestly, this is ridiculous. So, to avoid this game bug making the battle too easy for me, I'm gonna come out of the bunker and start firing. Come on! Show some resistance for once! Please! I want a battle! There we go. Now we've actually got an enemy to fight, because otherwise it would have just been genocide. And I can't afford to commit genocide this early. Because the Western intervention is only a stone's throw away. However, we might be able to defeat the KLA once and for all before a NATO intervention even occurs. So I'm going to use this Zastava tank, the M84 I believe it to be, and I am going to strike out decisively against these terrorist forces. Comrade Alexander Grelyi is holding the line here, and I have come to back him up. As you can see, we're basically fighting in the exact same area as episode 2, however that now it is night time. The KLA forces have come out at night to prey upon us while we sleep. However, we will not allow ourselves to be defeated that easily. Reinforcements have been brought in on both sides, and I believe that we should be able to claim a victory now, just as we did in the previous battle. Because honestly, I want to get out of this valley for good. 2 battles in this valley is one too many. And now, the KLA is honestly risking a lot by investing itself so much into this valley. It must have some strategic importance that I don't know of, because otherwise I just can't understand why they're doing this. We're causing ridiculous casualty figures on their side, and honestly I'm going to continue to cause these ridiculous casualties until they withdraw. This is little more than a follow-up to episode 2. Though it took me a few minutes to notice. Kudos to the mod maker for making it harder to notice anyway. This is the first nighttime battle that I've ever fought in, or at least the first nighttime battle that I think I've ever fought in, which means that I'm going to have to try out some new tactics. Though at the moment those tactics consist quite simply of massacring Albanians. Not that there's anything wrong with that. They are terrorists, after all. We've lost the tank. At least we were able to inflict some heavy damage. I'm going to change my weapons and prepare for a heavy assault upon these shipyard positions. We've got to consider things tactically here, of course. So let's open up the map for a second, abandon all the inflammatory rhetoric and consider our situation. There are 2 ways to approach this Albanian base, this KLA compound, but they both converge in the exact same area at this crossroads that you can see in the top half of E3. Therefore, no matter how we approach this, the KLA is going to have us caught in a bottleneck. The only way to stop this is to force our way through and to take this base, which will, of course, lead to very high casualties. Casualties that we can ill afford. Now, so long as the Shiptars, the KLA terrorists, do not hijack that tank, our plan should be realistic. So let's go through the hills, around the bends and the trees, and catch them by surprise. There we go, we've shot that bastard Zihadir Shabahudi. These names are even harder to pronounce than the Bosniak Muslim ones. But I'll try my best, by the way. I have always tried my best when it comes to pronouncing names, and now is no exception. Our plan has failed. That's quite unfortunate indeed, but we must press onwards. We must spread the glory of Serbdom throughout all of Kosovo, and the propaganda of Serbdom as well. Speaking of that, I'd like to express my sympathies for a dear priatel of mine on YouTube, a channel that goes by the name of Cocaine. It was taken down by YouTube a while ago, about 2 days to be exact. And this is in spite of the fact that he did not have much of a bias in any direction. He was a Serb, however, his content about the Bosnian War showed all sides of the conflict, including the Croat and the Muslim sides. He started his channel back up again, though I doubt he'll be able to have the same success as before. It'll take him a while to reaccumulate the millions of views that he had. Either way, press C 4 times to pay respects. I wish him all the best in his recovery. Now let's get back into the action. With this Zastava M84 machine gun. This is going to be a terrible night for the KLA, that's for sure. These Salafists are going to meet a terrible defeat right here. We have a far greater advantage than last time because we are not fighting simply as Serbian special policemen. We are the Yugoslav army. And we are here on a mission. What we failed to conclude at the midday, during the day, we will conclude now in the middle of the night. It'll be a cold night indeed, and a sad one for the KLA. So I'm going to take the second approach to their base, because the first one seems to have failed. And meanwhile, this armored vehicle is starting to get stuck. Let's force the engine, put our foot down on the accelerator, on the throttle, and let's cross this river. Luckily, this vehicle is amphibious. So let's press our offensive forward without any regrets. We will crush these terrorists right here and right now. These agents of the West. The conspiracy to dismantle Yugoslavia shall end. And it shall be ended by arms if necessary. Unfortunately, the enemy forces are still fighting. And they're still resisting quite bravely. But I'm going to put an end to that pretty soon. Now it seems that this is the approach to the Albanian base. If nobody else can hold it, I will. I'm gonna get another amphibious vehicle, and I am going to start fighting back in earnest. These Muslims won't even know what hit them. We're gonna catch these goat fuckers off guard completely. And that is a promise. Out of my way, приятели! Follow me! Mizmo druga, follow me! Let's stop this attempt at an incursion by the KLA, and let's do it with all the force available. With no mercy whatsoever, we shall end this whole sordid affair. Apparently the KLA are using Uzis, which are made in Israel, confirming therefore that the Zionists support these Muslim rats. Not that it matters. No support can save them from their inevitable fate at our hands. You've got to end this here. That much is obvious. In the name of the glorious Slobodan Milosevic, leader of the Federal Republic of Yugoslavia, I swear that I will not yield until every Shiptar scumbag is cleansed from Kosovo. Keep in mind, of course, that I do not care about causing any harm to the civilian population. That's not what I want. What I do want is to root out these terrorists. And if that takes drastic measures, then that's what I will put into place. If ethnic cleansing is the solution, we must be ready to put it into practice. Now let's fight with honor. Of course, there are many among the Serbian army who have quite controversial actions, quite controversial records both here and in Bosnia. But I'll try not to be one of them. Genocide is not my aim, and it shouldn't be the aim of anybody in this world. Peace and cooperation should be the end goal, the final goal of mankind. The way I see it though, the struggle for peace, to quote the old communist joke, the struggle for peace shall reach such a great intensity that all life on earth shall be wiped out and not a stone shall be left intact. Now let's go for a ride along. Apparently, the KLA forces have launched a counteroffensive at the church. We need to stop this, and we need to stop it swiftly. Because I am not going to allow them to outflank us. Bullets are flying, and Muslims are dying. It's a good thing that we installed these lamp posts in the middle of nowhere, isn't it? I'm just hoping that the Orthodox Church paid for those, because the Yugoslav federal budget has been under heavy pressure ever since the 1980s. And if this is what the money has been invested in from the budget, I wouldn't be surprised about it. Really, it would be no wonder that the economy has been suffering so badly. But I'm not here to discuss economics. I am here to free Kosovo from these terrorist occupiers. Here we go, hip-firing my Zastava into the crowd. Now that's a great way to cause high casualties, if you ask me. Also, I apologize if my commentary is growing dry. And please tell me in the comment section if you have any more ideas for what I should talk about in my videos. Now I'm gonna get back to securing the Pobieda of the Serbian forces in this battle. That is, the victory of our forces. Because apparently, the utter decimation of the first KLA attack the utter desolation, the utter destruction of the KLA defenders, of this valley earlier today was not enough. Which is quite evident when one looks at the counter-offensive which they have launched under the cover of darkness. Because it is only under the cloak of darkness that these vile servants of Satan can even hope to achieve some kind of victory against the invincible forces of Serbia. I'm gonna form a wall of grenades. But first of all, I'm going to flee into this house to avoid getting killed. Thank God for this first aid kit. Because with our bullet wounds patched up, we can go back into the battle. Just like Terminators. Now unfortunately an Albanian counteroffensive is threatening to spell the end of our winning streak. But I will not permit this to happen. We have stopped it. Praise be to God. Both sides of the bridge remain under Serbian control, and so we can continue to press onwards with this complete and utter attack. We're using a Yugoslav copy of the T-55. And as you may have observed in my previous series, this is a very, very potent weapon when used in the right hands. Now unfortunately we'll have to bail out and take a different approach. Well, looking over the situation, we seem to be winning. And I'm quite proud of that. Because right now, we need a victory. We need to continue the victory of episode 2. We need to keep these jihadist Shiptar swine in their place. It's a pity that the only way to do it is through the use of violence. But if that's the one way to stop this secessionist jihadism in Kosovo, then I will be ready to fight. I apologize if I sound tired today. The truth is that I am. Now these jihadists are using some ISIS tactics right here, charging at us with this truck. But we're smarter than that. You're not getting away with this. We will fight until the end. We have repelled the Kosovar counteroffensive against our positions in this valley. The Valley of Vengeance, as it was coined in episode 2, shall remain so. It shall remain in Serbian hands for now and forever by the grace of God. Let's hope for future victories against this ethnic Albanian insurgency in the future as well. I have been the Nerd Gamer. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoy the series and want to show your support, please leave a like and a comment and subscribe to my channel. I will see you all in the very next episode of Let's Play Battlefield Yugoslavia.